All right, guys, Evan Aldo here. So in this one, I'm going to do a live analysis for you guys, and then at the end, I'm going to answer questions. So let's get right into it as people come in here. So let's start the analysis right now. All right, so let's start with the 2 week. So the 2 week is looking very, very good. This is the case for probably around a $200,000 Bitcoin, maybe a $100,000 to $200,000 Bitcoin. It's not going to 300,000 guys. Very unlikely since everyone's beat the hell out of that number so far. So basically, look at this. We got the VWAP crossover. So what would this give us most likely? A scenario like this. Where would that have us top out? Around December or January. It's hard to tell in a time frame this big, but you know, somewhere around like traditional cycles. This is the case for traditional cycles. So when's the last time we had something like this? An occurrence pretty similar. Probably somewhere like this. So what was the percentage there? Bam, about 280%. Where would 280% bring us if we go 280% from here? Let's see. About 200. Oh wow, I need to even. Just under 200,000, 190. People would be hoping for 200,000. Maybe it won't happen. Maybe we'll get a wick up to 200,000, something like that. Now, the weekly, a lot of people are worried about this this VWAP coming down. I'm not too worried about it because when's the last time that happened? I think it was something like, yeah, something around here. It came down, but nothing really, it wasn't really a big deal. It didn't affect anything. It was just a continuation, not a big deal there. So let's look at the 2-day. 2-day is looking good considering we have the VWAP coming up. This would probably, most likely, you know, don't bet the farm on it, but most likely bring us into the green, which would give us a nice continuation. Something the last time that happened, you know, here to here, maybe, you know, 80%, that's a 300%, maybe a 300% gain from here up until December or January. Very, very, very bullish if that does happen. It didn't happen yet. Daily. VWAP crossover coming up. This is looking really good. This would give us a continuation in there. You can make the argument that this bearish divergence here and here already played out. We already had that correction, and we are that healthy correction, and we're going forward more. So let's look at the 4 hour. I tweeted to you guys a little bit earlier that I was feeling either sideways or bullish for the short term. I entered a small long position. My positions on the weekends, guys, are usually very small compared to what I put during the week. To be completely honest, I've probably lost the most amount of trades during weekends. They're very, very unpredictable. If you are new, please do not trade on weekends, guys. So VWAP coming up here, green dot there, that does look very bullish. That's probably would have been a great place when you got that notification. That's where I went in earlier today. And if you're in right now, where should you take profits? I just took my first set of profits at this fib level. Let me draw it out from here to here with the fib. Yeah, just got my first set of profits. I usually set the profits slightly below the fib level. My next take profit is set for up here at this this wick, taking another 20% out. I'm not going to bother with the spider line because that's pretty close to it. Didn't make it there yesterday. Maybe it'll make it here today. We'll see. And the next one is up here. I think it should be a great swing along. Most likely, very risky, guys, because we're on the weekend, so be careful. And the 15-minute. This is good right here. This would have been a good place to go in. 15-minute looking relatively healthy. If we map this out, let's see how far we might go here. You might have something like this and then top out, you know, around 3 a.m. tonight. Maybe you'll hit the spider line at 3 a.m. tonight. That'd be a good scenario. That'd be nice. Or maybe even higher. Maybe this spider line, who knows. But yeah, guys, that's Bitcoin. Let me go on to Ethereum right now. It's not going to bore you too much with it. It's basically the same exact thing. So we look at the 2 week is the same deal. And the weekly, same thing. I'm not too worried about it because money's coming in. And the 2-day here, we're coming up. We're coming up, about to cross over the VWAP. That looks really good. Usually when you have a VWAP that's below for a while, when it does come up, you get a nice increasement of the nice price increase. Excuse me. So we are on the This does look, you know, you do have the divergence here, but many would make the argument that it's played out, that we've had our correction, and it's time to come back up. VWAP coming down, so that is, you know, the bears are going to be screaming about that. The bears may make the argument that the VWAP is going to go under, and then you may correct down to this spider line. I think that's a less likely scenario, but, you know, we'll see what happens. Again, things are harder to predict on the weekends. There's less trading volume. Things are different. So we got the green dot here, VWAP coming up. Most likely, I think we'll come into the green, and I think we'll come up a bit. So yeah, that's Ethereum now. A good place to go in would have been probably around here, or let's see, the 15 minute here would have been perfect, and you probably would, what's the percentage you would have got in if you went around here? I mean, let's say 1% so far, you'd be ahead 10% if you're on 10x leverage. I mean, a good place to take your first profits or whatever. I think we will go higher, but obviously, guys, be very careful. None of this is financial advice. As always, anything could happen. Let's look at ADA really quick before I take some questions and wrap up the stream. So, ADA, let's look at the, start with the 2 week, same exact thing. Weekly, you know, same thing, not too worried, money coming in still. 2 day, yeah, same thing. VWAP seems to be curving upward. 3 day, that's a little cause for concern. And we have the red dot here. Most likely, since Bitcoin and Ethereum are doing good, I think it's not too much concern. It's a little bit harder to always predict the altcoins too, because they're a lot more volatile. I think there's a good shot we'll continue bullish with ADA for probably the next week, I would say. But as always, anything can happen, guys. We haven't come up on the daily yet. If we do get the VWAP crossover on the daily, you know, it might be a good place to buy some ADA, which is what I'm going to do. Add to my position, in my current position in ADA. No leverage. This is just spot exchange trading, guys. I don't trade ADA on leverage. Maybe I will in the future. So you could make the argument that this divergence played out there. And now we're going to the 4 hour on ADA. Excuse me here. What's going on here? Okay. 4 hour on ADA, and you know, VWAP coming down. So it's a little bit more of a cause for concern, more of a chance that it will correct than I'd say Ethereum or excuse me, or Bitcoin. So we'll see what happens. I'm not expanding on my position in ADA currently, but I may be soon. People wanting to jump the gun as soon as this money crosses over in the 2 hour, that might be a great time to go long on ADA or just buy ADA flat out. So let's see the questions in the live stream. Let's see, guys. Okay, guys, let's see. What's up, Crypto Yacht? Hey from Canada. Hey, man. Why do you look at so many time frames? It's benefit all these seemingly random time periods. Okay, so basically, AK, when you look at a lot of different time frames, you kind of see everything through the lens of the other time frames. If I just look at the 2 week here, yeah, it looks bullish, but I don't know if it's the best time to just buy it at the all-time high here. You know what I mean? You want to look at other time frames to see them through the lens. So now you could see we got money flow coming out here as price is coming up here. That's a divergence. Maybe we want to wait a day or two, see what happens with ADA, whether we want to buy it. So that would answer that question. Yes, it's a lot better than that other one. There are other indicators. There's a lot of copycats, guys. People copy code, but Market Cipher does have the better algorithm. Trust me, guys, it is better. I use Market Cipher for a reason. Over 8, I already went over ADA. Maybe I'll go over Solana in a little bit. I think he looks a little different. Okay, yes, I do. Hit the like button. Yeah, hit the like button if you want, guys. Can you explain how to enter and exit quickly using Market Cipher, please? I do have a video for that type of thing, my stop losses, but I could explain it here. Let me just read the other questions first. What are your thoughts on AMP? I haven't looked at it too much. I know CryptoFace kind of tries to day trade that. I'm not too big of a fan of AMP. I've been looking at Hex lately more as for long term. I kind of like Hex. I did FOMO into Hex because someone gave me a super chat the other day to FOMO into Hex. What was the notification you mentioned entered on Bitcoin 1 hour? I think it was the 4 hour, Nathan. That was the VWAP coming up where I entered. There could have been a money flow crossover on the 1 hour. Please take a look at XRP. Okay, I'll take a look at Solana and then XRP. Any thoughts on Luna? I'll probably do those three really quick, and then we'll get the show on the road and get done with the the live stream. If you guys enjoyed the stream, please please leave a like. Okay, guys, let me look at. Let's start with XRP. Because XRP, everyone's talking about. People are talking about that going to the moon, which I'm not really in that camp. I don't think we're going to the moon, but we'll see what happens. Okay. So XRP, let's do a top down. The 2 week, like everything else, coming up. So I think it will. If everything else goes up, it obviously will go up. That's kind of a no-brainer. This doesn't make me worried. It isn't worrying me. This looks a little bit more bearish on the 2-day than everything else. However, we do have the VWAP coming up, so money could be starting to come in. A lot of people may make this descending wedge or this bull pennant, bull flag, whatever you want to call it, in traditional TA would break upwards. That'd probably give us an all-time high or whatever, or hit some resistance over here. So let's go to the 12-hour. That's kind of the bearish case. You got money flow coming down, but it's not really a divergence. So this looks healthy. It looks like we're still okay. It looks like nothing bad is going to really happen here. We're not going to crash down. Most likely not. So money flow coming out on the 4-hour. However, we have this little trigger wave here. This could be the start of money flow coming back in. Let's look at the lower time frames to see here. So, I mean, it's okay curvature on the 2-hour. Let's see if we have a money flow crossover on the one. We do have the money flow crossover on the 1-hour. This is really choppy. This is just signifying sideways, but we do have. It looks like it's a little bit more bullish here. XRP, I'm just not, to be completely honest, guys, I'm not as bullish on XRP as like some other ones. I mean, I don't know. I just, with the lawsuit and everything, I just don't think it's worth your time. A lot of times I don't trade or do anything with XRP. I own none of it, but if you guys like it, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, it's pretty neutral. I would say XRP just looks pretty sideways right now, maybe sideways bullish. Kind of how Cardano looks. I think they're both in the same ballpark right now, I would say. And oh wow, okay, we got a lot of questions here. Why is it bad to trade on weekends? Less volume. There's always weird volatility. Spider line. I have a video on spider lines. Check it out. Solana. Yeah, it's the other one I'm gonna get. Yeah, Solana, and thanks for your contact to use money flows to find divergence the same way. Yeah, it's the same way, Eduardo. The money flow, you could do money flow divergences, momentum divergences. When you have both a money flow and a momentum divergence, that's more confidence that your trade is going to work. If you just have one divergence, momentum waves, and money flow still coming up, that's not like as strong. No, I don't. Mark, no, I do not own Tezos. I'm going to look at Solana right now because that's the one that's been going to the moon. Solana. Okay, let's start with the 2 week. Let's see how this is looking. Okay, not much here. It just looks bullish. Okay, so we're coming down. In all likelihood, how much are we up here? I mean, in all likelihood, we're up 200% since about July 26th. So about 1 month of non-stop bullish action. In all likelihood, you're probably going to get at least some consolidation, and then you're going to break either down or up. I mean, we'll see how long this could pump up for. I don't think it's going to be too much longer, guys. This is so heated. I mean, if any, this looks like it's starting to get overheated. I mean, you could make the argument we could have a repeat of something like this, and then you come up a bit farther. That would bring us up probably another 100%. Oh my God, another 100%. Let's see. Where that would take us. Unlikely, but $200, maybe $200. And where would that? Yeah, if things go all the way until December, like I think they will, maybe we top out about a $200 Solana. Definitely possible. It's possible. I mean, these are crazy altcoins. Anything could happen. But you look at the 12-hour. This looks like the start of a healthy correction. If you've made a lot of money with this, I've missed out on this. I don't own any Solana, but if you made a lot of money with this, I would say, because this is a clear divergence right here. Let's look at this divergence. So you see money flow coming out, definitely coming out a little bit more and coming in, not too bad, but this divergence, and then right here, momentum wave, divergence. It looks like the start of a correction. Where would that correction take us? Probably at least to here, more likely here. Well, no, not 38. I'm looking at time, but probably, most likely you'd maybe get something down to the 70s or whatever, hit resistance here and then continue going. Most likely, you could even, the bubble 45 or something. So I wouldn't take everything out of this, but I would take some profits if you're in Solana, guys. So that's basically it for Solana. Let's see, do we have any 4-hour, we may have a money flow crossover down. That'd probably be a great place to either take profits or stop buying it or whatever, stop DCing into it. No, I don't do Tezos. Okay, let's see here. Do you usually take short trades when asset more likely going sideways, or I usually wait. It's better to wait with short trade. I mean, it's just boring. You're just sitting checking your phone every 2 seconds. You're just bored out of your mind. What is a good amount of money to start with? 1K, 10K. The LC, the lowest as possible. I would start with $1,000. You'd be amazed how much you could change that into, and start with a little leverage. Obviously, the lower risk in the beginning is the best. I went over Cardano, Anthony, in the beginning. Check out in the beginning. It's hard to say with that. That and XRP, it's hard to say right now with ADA. I'm leaning a little bit more bullish. Everything in the market seems to be overextended, in my opinion. How likely do you think history will repeat and see a 5 to 7 month bear cycle? I think, well, Marco, September is typically always a bearish month for Bitcoin. I think we need to come down a little bit in September to give us the healthy correction that we need. I think we need to come down a little bit, maybe 45, or maybe down to our bull market support band at 42, and then this would bring us into September or whatever, and then we start coming up, maybe we have something like this, and then we start coming up around October into our final hurrah up to 100 to 200,000 in December. So guys, I mean, if you're up a lot, I always say when it starts to feel euphoric, take profits. Okay, I've been trading since January and always lose the most money on weekends. I only get in very high probability trades. I second this, Crypto Dad. Great comment. That's what I do. Do you usually take short trade? Okay. Okay. Oh, that. Very nice day. Can you check Dent? I've never heard of Dent, but we'll look at it after I read these comments. Do you use any volume profile tools? Not really. Not really. I don't. Some people do. But I personally, I don't. I mainly just look at the typical market cipher. How long have I been trading? Seriously, about a year now, but I was always like kind of into it for the past, few years or more. Link, yeah, I want to look at Link. Please advise us it's time to enter a Bitcoin long. I just took partial profits on my Bitcoin long and set my stop loss to entry point. So, you might be okay, but I personally, since it's the weekend, I would be careful, man. I would be careful. So let's look at, I turned $400 into 5. That's crazy, Crypto Dad. That is crazy, man. I mean, you probably, I know the way you did it, Crypto Dad. You probably got in somewhere around this money flow crossover if you had high leverage. I mean, in these opportunities, this is where you make the most money, here and here. These opportunities only come around, every, when was this? August, and then when was this? Around May, every few months. That's probably how you did it, right? Let's see, a course to teach people. I may do a course, Gorilla Crypto. I'm looking on to doing like one-on-one trading. I may do something with Patreon from that if I do have the time. Just taking a few people in the beginning to see. I'm still, figuring out the YouTube and everything. It is a lot of work. It's a little overwhelming with all this. So I want to look at what did one person want me to? Link. I want to look at Link because a lot of people, Link's been quiet. Link could pop off, I think. If anything's going to pop off, it's been quiet. I could see Link be in a lot of news soon. So 2 week, everything else. But this looks less heated than everything on the 2 week. And you have the green dot printing on the 2 week. I think most this is going to confirm in 3 hours. This might be a great place to buy Link, guys. This might be the pop off for Link. Let's look at the weekly. Yeah, like everything else, but money flow still coming out a little bit there. So it's a little cause for worry, but yeah, I wouldn't be too worried just yet. 2 day, curving up. It just seems like Link is like everything else, just a little bit delayed, here, curving up on the VWAP. Nothing is worrisome. That descending wedge, maybe to come up more, maybe back to all-time highs. As soon as this VWAP crosses, guys, I don't trade Link on leverage. Maybe I will. Some people will. Maybe I'll experiment with a Link on leverage, but I'll probably just extend my position in it. I do hold a decent amount of Link, guys. So yeah, let's look at the 12-hour here. VWAP coming down, so maybe you want to wait and hold off a little bit. Maybe let's map this out. Let's see where this would take us if we have a nice little let's say we come here, and then yeah, maybe in 2 days buy link, maybe tomorrow buy link, you know, maybe like what I always like to look at as this VWAP comes farther, maybe that would be a good time. And 4 hour, you know, there's some decent amount of curvature. If we get a money flow crossover on this 4 hour, maybe we come down, we get a little trigger wave over here tomorrow or something. Tomorrow might be a great time to buy link, maybe. Not financial advice, guys, anything could happen, none of this is financial advice, but tomorrow might be a great place to buy link, maybe. So yeah, I mean, this 2 hour money flow coming, this looks bullish. I'm leaning bullish. I like what I'm seeing on link, guys. Let's look at the chat. Please advise Bitcoin. I already talked about that. I'll go. I'm gonna get off in a minute, guys. Let me just look at one more thing. I got dent because my Uber driver told me about it, and it looks sick. That's usually the worst advice to take asylum, but you know, who knows? Who knows? Do you have a hierarchy? I think I talked about that. Are we going up or down? Crypto signals. You know, I talked about this earlier. Go back and look at my analysis. Just take a look at Sand, Litecoin. All right, I'll look at one more thing, guys. Personally, I'm not a big fan of Litecoin. The guy who created Litecoin doesn't even own it anymore. Charlie Lee, I believe. So he has no skin in the game. I'm not a fan of Litecoin. I don't even own any Litecoin. Nor am I into Doge, really. I'm not really into the meme coins. I like to invest in real things. So let's see here. What's the last thing? I haven't heard of people have been talking about Rune. Let's look at Rune. Let's take a little look at Rune or wrap this up. Rune Tether. Okay, so 2 week okay. Oh, this is a newer coin. Okay. I mean, that's not bad, but I mean, wait, how much is this up? We're up 300%. Okay. 3 day. Coming down there. That ain't looking too hot. That actually looks like a kind of a pattern like that almost. I don't think that'll happen though, but that's, I mean, you still have money coming up for the most part. That's almost a bullish divergence. No, not, you can't make that a bullish. Well, let's look at lower time frame. Going under on the daily, I mean, if we have a scenario like this where we come down a little bit more, say, and come up, maybe you can make the argument that's a descending wedge that's bullish, and we'll have something like that and come right up to straight all-time highs or whatever. Let's look at the 12 hour actually. I mean, that's healthy. That is healthy because you do have the correction coming down with that. Nothing an alarm for concern just yet. If we do have a money flow crossover down, that would be, excuse me, a little bit more bearish. I would wait. Maybe you have, maybe we have a scenario coming out like we come down, and then here, maybe September 5th, maybe it would be a good point. Let's look at the 2 hour. If you do have the money flow crossover up here, I mean, I think there's better things to probably put your money into, but if you do have money flow crossover here, that could potentially bring us up. When was the last time we had that type of scenario happen here? And then it, you came up to, well, I mean, really you came up to here, so you'd probably get at least let's say you get a 40% increase from here. Where would that bring us up to? That'd bring us up to $14. What is the all-time high for this? Okay, so you probably wouldn't, maybe you could, yeah, maybe there's not too much happening here. You might hit some resistance here, but you could come up to all-time highs if the bullish scenario does play out. So that is Rune. Let's see. Yeah, Crypto Dad, I knew it, man. I knew it. I knew how you how you made all that money. Yeah, you be careful, man. Don't get too cocky about it, because these opportunities only come around every few months. I'm leaning sideways or bullish on ETH, guys. Not into Doge. No, I am not. Vechain. Let's do Vechain as the last one, because people talk about Vechain, and then I'm gonna get going, guys. All right. Please like the video if you got something out of this. Vechain. That looks good. That looks more like Chainlink. That looks like it could pop off soon. Money flow. That's healthy though because price is respecting that. Like everything else, daily. If you got in here, that probably would have been a decent place. This is coming down. That's coming down, but that's healthy though because it's following, so not too much of an alarm for concern. Still not much of an alarm for concern. Just looks like a healthy correction. Yeah, this doesn't look half bad. I'd say on the 4 hour, if we have something like this. Actually, let's look at the 6 hour real quick. Yeah, I mean, nice little trigger wave there. That's, I mean, you do have that. That's a little bit of a concern, but not really. Yeah, I think if you have a money flow crossover on the 4 hour, I think you'd more likely than not win that trade. Not financial advice, guys. Okay, and that's all I have time for today, guys. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the content, if you got anything out of this, please leave a like. It helps out a lot. All right, guys, have a good one. Goodbye.